And the second part that I'm responding to is looking at view 1 and view 2 on transhumanism. So, first, the ethics involved in transhumanism. I had never really heard of this term before, so I kind of had to do a little research on it. So, it's pretty much just about using technology and AI and all these new developments to kind of enhance the human experience. And view 1, I would say, is more of a negative view and a Christian view on transhumanism. And his article just kind of explains what it is and talks about this, how it can cause problems from a Christian view and perspective, that it kind of is in conflict with being made in the image of God. It's transhumanism is saying that we're not good enough on our own and that we can become like gods and we can fix all of our problems. And he does say that technology itself isn't evil, but this specific use goes against everything that we were made in the image of, which I 100% agree with him, because it's kind of saying that we're not good enough the way we are, that we need to enhance our lives to make it worth anything. Let's see. How will traditional Christianity be affected in the faith and technology dilemma? I would say that for people who are considering Christianity or are beginner believers, it is kind of confusing from their perspective. That on one side, Christians are telling them that, hey, you're made in the image of God, you're good enough, you don't need to change anything. But on the other end of the spectrum, they're saying, you're okay, but we can make some improvements. We should be able to modify and change ourselves, and that's okay. And I think it gives them this warped perspective of what it really means to be human and that it's okay to be flawed. And then the second article, I would say, has a little bit more of a negative, or not a negative, a more positive perspective on transhumanism, and that it's saying it's taking on religious qualities and that science and religion aren't really separate anymore, but they've kind of come together, and transhumanism makes kind of a middle ground for that. And technology, they kind of said, can fulfill religious goals, which I personally don't agree with, but that was the article's perspective. And some people see that transhumanism is replacing religion, which is what the article states, and I do agree with that, because why worship a god when you can become a god yourself? Which I think ties into the last question. Here's what concerns do you have? I would say that's probably the biggest concern, is transhumanism will make us want to elevate ourselves so much that we don't have to rely on anyone or anything else, and that more people will fall away from Christianity than they already are. So that is my biggest concern, and that sums up my discussion for week 4.